My boss pulled me aside on a Tuesday to say my outfit was not professional enough and then shook hands with a male colleague in an identical blazer and jeans. My name is Bria. The conversation with my manager happened in the hallway outside a conference room, which is already an uncomfortable location for a private correction. He told me that the combination of a blazer and dark jeans I was wearing gave off a look that was a little too casual for client-facing days. He said it with the measured tone of someone who thought he was being helpful. I thanked him because that is what you do in a hallway when you're caught off guard, and I walked back to my desk. About 40 minutes later, I watched him greet my colleague Marcus in the main lobby when a client arrived. Marcus was wearing a blazer and dark jeans. Not similar to what I had worn, the same combination. Same general silhouette, same level of formality. My manager shook his hand, clapped him on the back, introduced him to the client with obvious warmth, and walked everyone into the meeting room without a word about Marcus's outfit. I didn't make a scene. I went back to my desk and I sent Marcus a message. I explained the situation plainly and asked if he would be willing to let me photograph the two of us in our respective outfits for documentation purposes. Marcus is a decent person, and he said yes immediately. He also said he wasn't surprised, which was its own kind of answer. We took the photos carefully, same lighting, same hallway, both facing forward. The comparison was clear. 2 blazers, 2 pairs of dark jeans, 2 entirely different conversations. I wrote a formal dress code equity complaint to HR. I included the photographs, the date and general time of my manager's correction, and the observation of Marcus greeting the client in the same clothing without comment. I cited the company's equal treatment policy and the dress code document, which makes no distinction in standards between genders. HR opened a review. My manager was asked to explain the inconsistency. Whatever he said, I was not party to. What happened next was that HR issued a formal communication to all managers and team leads clarifying that dress code standards apply equally to all employees regardless of gender, and that corrections for policy violations must be applied consistently. The communication did not name me or the incident. It didn't need to. Separately, I received a written apology from HR acknowledging that the dress code feedback I had received had not been applied consistently, and that this had been addressed. The apology was formal, not warm. I didn't need it to be warm. Marcus brought it up once afterward briefly, saying he hoped everything had gone okay. I told him it had and that I appreciated his willingness to be part of the documentation. He nodded and said anyone in my position would have done the same thing. I didn't point out that not everyone would have known they could. My manager and I continued working together. He was noticeably more careful about how he phrased things to me afterward. Whether he understood why, or whether he just understood that he'd been called on something, I can't say. What I can say is that he never commented on my clothing again, and I wore what I had always worn to work, professional, put together, the same standard I had always held myself to. That had never been the problem, and we both knew it.